What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Thank y'all for tuning in once again. So, more news and information and stories coming out from the Ed Reed and Bethune-Cookman University saga. One of these stories is coming from NFL Hall of Famer and former teammate of Ed Reed for one season at the University of Miami in 1998. None other than the great Edgerrin James, right? I was a big fan of Edgerrin James when he was coming up. While he was playing, loved the way the brother ran the football, and I like the fact that he was himself. You know, he had the goals in his mouth and all of that. An exciting player to watch, without question. So Ed just come out and said that he himself, Shaquille O'Neal, and other pro athletes and wealthy individuals were all willing to step up for Ed Reed and invest in Bethune-Cookman before they rescinded his head coaching offer. Right before they rescinded Ed Reed's head coaching offer. Edgerrin James was saying how he, Shaq, and all of them were willing to invest in Bethune-Cookman University. And so after Edge came out and said this was a lot of people's chance to make an aha moment for the HBCUs. Aha, they're not getting them resources now. Aha, the HBCUs, this is what happens when the HBCUs don't treat Hall of Famers well. This is what happens when the HBCUs don't do right by the NFL greats. Aha, now you're not going to get those resources. Now the HBCUs all missing out. They missing out because they stubborn. Aha, they missing out. They missing out. This is what they get. This is what they get. Edgerrin James and all these other brothers were willing to pour money into the school. They were all willing to pour money into the schools. Now look at it. Now look, my response to all of that, including Edgerrin James, would be, why can't them brothers still invest in Bethune-Cookman University anyway? Why can't they still invest in Bethune-Cookman University and other historically black colleges? Why can't they do that anyway? What's stopping them now? Because Ed ain't there? That's stopping them now? Because in my opinion, now I'm looking like, was it more about doing it for a look and just helping Ed Reed and not doing it to help HBCUs in general? You know, it seems to be that. Because if they don't want to invest in Bethune-Cookman University now, that's exactly what it sounded like. They was doing it for a look. They were interested in investing in the school because Ed was there and because it's popular or trendy to help BCU. And that's a very shallow mentality to have. Because as long as Ed is there, it would be trendy to help Bethune-Cookman University in the same way that it was trendy to help Jackson State or give money to Jackson State because Deion Primetime Sanders was there, right? We're really going like, because brothers, entertainers and stuff do stuff for clout. They do stuff for clout. But I'm looking like, if it's because some people were, let's be real. If Ed Reed was there would have been more people there more interested in Ed. You know, they would be more interested in Ed Reed being there, which is why they didn't feel the need to give to the university prior to Ed coming there in the first place, because they simply doing it for the look. They want the clout and they want to fundraise when you put their name on it because, I'm doing this because Ed there, right? You know, and I'm looking like, why they still can't invest? Why they still can't invest in HBCUs and historically black colleges? I watched Dr. Dre give mega millions to USC's music program. And I scratched my head and say, what the fuck USC need with mega millions? When you got all these historically black colleges and universities, and I understand they're not on the West Coast, but Dr. Dre has done enough research in his life to know there are black colleges struggling. There are black colleges that need those resources, that need that money that he's just handing out to a predominantly white institution that don't need them funds in the first damn place, right? Now, again, I don't like telling people what to do with their money, but again, to pour 60-something, all the mega millions into a predominantly white institution is like giving back money to the damn police department. They don't need that shit. They don't. Like, you know, but you can give that to the historically black colleges. For real. So I'm like, so if they don't want to give because Ed is not there, it would seem disingenuous in the first place. Do you want to help the historically black colleges, or do you want to do it for Ed Reed and look like you and do it for a look? Which one is it? Which one is it? You know, because some people were like, they giving back. They would have been giving back in the first place. No, give back anyway. Give back anyway, because if you're all for the advancement of black people, if you're really pro-black and you all for the progression of young black Americans in this country, give back the money to invest in the HBCUs anyway, because that let me know your heart was really in the right place. That let me know your heart was really in the right place. It seems like it's certain individuals only interested in hopping on the next bandwagon where a celebrity is attached to it, rather than just giving back for the betterment of the black community. They just willing to hop on whatever train is smoking with a celebrity on it. If it's attached to an HBCU, they just gonna give back to it because that celebrity is there, and not because they're interested in giving back for the betterment of the black community. That means more to me than just a celebrity being at the damn school. And furthermore, if requiring professionalism and respect from a potential employee steers Edgerrin James, Shaquille O'Neal, and other million-dollar investors away from investing in Bethune-Cookman, then again, their hearts weren't in the right place to begin with. Right? Their hearts weren't in the right place to begin with if they're mad that they just required professionalism from Ed Reed. That's it, man. I'll say again, and because after all of this happened, I still right now, even in my previous video, I see a few individuals out here making an excuse for Ed Reed throwing a temper tantrum on social media by saying he was frustrated, bro. He was frustrated. Man, the brother should have handled his frustration in a much better way than blasting the school on social media. Once again, where do you know in America where you can bash your employer, bash the employer's office, come into their home and bash everything that's going on there before you even sign on the dotted line? And even once you sign on the dotted line, you can't come in their house talking shit, beating your chest like you King Kong, like you gorilla, like you damn Denzel Washington at the end of training day, talking in that type of tone and with that type of temerity and unmitigated gall, brother, they is gonna get your ass up out of there. In any other corporate job, any other job, right? Outside of being a professional NFL player, well, even if you talk there, they might trade your ass, depending on where you are in your career and how well you're doing for them at that time, right? So yeah, man, like if they don't want to give back because Bethune-Cookman, they don't want to invest in a school because Bethune-Cookman required professionalism from Ed Reed, then I guess so be it. I guess so be it, man. Again, if they were willing to step up because Ed was there, they should continue to do so if they really genuine. If you're willing to step up because Ed was there, if you're really, really genuine and giving back, you would still give back that money and give the money and invest in these HBCUs anyway. You know what I mean? It seems that a lot of these celebrities want press time for giving back to these so-called small schools, right? They want press time. I heard the brother Jalen Rose say a lot of brothers only want to be philanthropic if it makes them look good and they got their name attached to it and it's a press release saying how much they gave back and they gave back to this brother. Some brothers only want to give back to certain people because there's clout behind giving back to this person. You only want to give back when it's a celebrity over here, over there, rather than just doing it for the betterment of the black community. Because I don't see how, again, I could be a mega billionaire. I'm sorry. I don't care. My children can go there. I'm not giving back no money to these predominantly white institutions. They got all these mega billion-dollar endowments coming into it. And I ain't just going to say I ain't giving back because y'all going to say he ain't giving back because they white. No, I ain't giving back because they already got every damn thing they need and they still getting it pouring in. By the damn second, by every millisecond, they still getting all that shit poured in from the boosters. These big-ass athletic programs, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State, Georgia, they bringing in mega million dollars. The football team alone bringing in mega millions and billions of dollars for these schools to renovate every fucking thing around town. That's not happening for the HBCU. So I went to grad school at a predominantly white institution. I went to grad school at a PWI. I'm not giving them back shit. I'm not, because they are already getting every single thing they could get and then some. So when they send me that talking about give back, I'll be looking at that. Hell no. If anything, I'm giving back to Mississippi Valley State University. Excuse me, I'm talking fast. Not saying that I'm not grateful for what my predominantly white institution, Arkansas State University, did. They gave me that degree and helped me get qualified with a master's degree. But I know my alma mater that I got my bachelor's degree from needed more. They need the money more than the predominantly white school. So I ain't doing that in the first place. But so I'm saying, man, like if you're really all about helping the black community and uplifting black children and trying to create these legacies and make the HBCUs a real popping thing and you're not just doing it for a trend, then you're gonna not jump on the bandwagon. You're gonna pour into these HBCUs just because. Whether Ed is there or not, you're gonna give back and invest the way you were gonna do if Ed was there. But again, a lot of people only do stuff for trends, which is why you saw all them players at Jackson State football games acting when Prime was there, acting like they were all for the HBCUs and the Renaissance, the HBCU Renaissance, like they were all advocating for it. And I'm interested to see if any of those celebrities are going to be on those sidelines now that Coach Prime ain't there and T.C. Taylor the head coach. I want to know, are those same individuals who was at the games when Prime was there, are they going to be there when since Prime not there? Or are they going to be in Boulder, Colorado, trying to be sitting on the sidelines and trying to amp up the sidelines, running around acting a damn fool? Or are you going to be at the HBCU homecoming games? Are y'all going to come down there and show love to them kids at Jackson State now that Prime ain't there? I really want to know. I wonder, and I hope you still do. But some of them only did that because Prime was there and they know it was a good look for them to be there. It made them look good being around Coach Prime. It made them look cool. It made them look hip. It made them look acceptable. It opened them up to a new audience that people may not been hip to their music because they were standing next to Coach Prime and they were supporting HBCUs because Prime was there, right? So I want to see if the same support is going to be there in the first place, right? But to Edge, brother, I love Edge playing, and I love, his playing style and the type of running back that he was, and respect him for the football career that he had, and he seems to be a very stand-up individual. Edge, if you Shaq, really don't, Shaq is it's a whole other story. Most dominant player I ever seen with my own two eyes. But I know how the brother can be shaky on social issues dealing with black folks like a motherfucker, right? But Edge, if you really solid on what you're saying, if you really we're going to invest in Bethune-Cookman when Ed was there, still get your collective to still invest in Bethune-Cookman now that Ed is not going to be there. Because you're a Florida boy, you from there, you understand how some of these situations could be for these schools, how the resources they need. Invest in the black schools just because you're for the advancement of black people and for the advancement of black youth to be the standard for tomorrow, right? Because if someday my daughter, my son, they might be at a HBCU, right? I would advocate for them to do so, right? And these going to create the next generation of black leaders coming out of these schools. So if you for the advancement of black people, still invest in Bethune-Cookman regardless if Ed is there or not. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.